Welcome back. My name is Chris, and in this short video, I'm going to show you how to access and utilize audit logs in NetSuite. Now, as the name implies, audit logs are these listings of information in the system that will allow you to audit or investigate some particular aspect, whether it's changes for transactions, who's logging into the system, etc. So with that in mind, let's take a look at it. First things first, let's take a look at the login audit trail. So if I come over to reports, we'll come down here to saved searches, and you can see somewhere on the bottom here, we have this login audit trail search. So keep in mind, everything I'm going to show you here, these are all basically saved searches that are showing one particular element of the system. In this particular case, it's showing an audit trail for login. So who is literally logging into the system? So maybe you want to see if a particular user is logging in from an IP address that they shouldn't be, or you want to see if someone has gone into the system recently. Any one of these things, you can easily come in here and see I've got the email addresses. Now I'm blurring these out just because they're email addresses I don't want to make public, but you can see we've got these kind of fake usernames on the right. So you'd be able to see who the person is, what role they're logging in with, literally what date and what exact time they logged in, and again, the IP address. You can also see the success. So if there's certain users that are often getting blocked, putting in incorrect passwords, and so they're getting kicked out of the system, you would be able to see that here as well. So this is a useful one for administrators, but let's go to kind of the main audit trail or audit log that you can access, which is over here under admin and controls, down to audit. And we're going to open up two things here. First off, we have our system notes audit log. So this one is used all the time and is incredibly helpful. And we also have this transaction audit log. Now, the difference between these two searches is not major. The system notes audit log is showing literally everything that's changing in the system. So this includes things that are both done by an individual person, as well as just automations and scripts that are running in the system. So these could be changes to forms, fields, any kind of transaction record, any kind of master record like a customer or a vendor. This might be changes to preferences or settings in the system. Anything under the sun, moon, and the stars that's being changed in the system, whether by a person or by automations, will be reflected here. So it is very, very deep, and there's so much information you can gather from this. So for example, we're seeing at the top here, we've got a particular type of record, a bill record. So this is a transaction. We can see who changed it, what type of change it was. We can see what field on that record was changed. And then we have the old value and the new value. So for example, in this particular expense report, it changed from being the document status was approved by accounting, and then it changed to be paid in full. And we can see the exact time that that occurred. So this, again, probably the most commonly utilized audit log, but we still have the transaction audit log. Now this is showing us from a mechanical standpoint, the same thing. It's just limiting it down to transactions specifically. So you can see now we only have things like bill payments, expense reports, POs, invoices, etc. Everything else, all the other information is the same. And again, because this is a saved search, you can customize this as needed. So if there's particular columns you don't want, or maybe you want to add in additional information, you can absolutely do so. There is one additional, it's not an audit log per se, but it's like a history search that provides additional information on a particular transaction. I'm going to come over here. We're going to open up in recent records. I've got this PO. So if you're on a specific transaction that is saved and you're in view mode, not edit, you can always come down to the line items. Now in this particular case, these are expense line items. And over on the right, you will have this little history button. So this whole column allows you to click in and see if there's been a change for that particular line. So for example, if I come over here and click on this, just before filming this video, I made a change to this particular line, and I took the value from almost $8,000 down to $3,500. Now, if no change had been done to this line, it would simply come up and say there's nothing to display here. But because something was done, we can see exactly when it was changed. If it was changed many times, we would see the entire trail of when it changed from what value to what value. So those are a few commonly utilized audit logs that you can take advantage of in NetSuite as an administrator. And with that in mind, I'll see you in the next video.